This is Joe Perry, author of the audiobook, Rocks, My Life In and Out of Aerosmith. Looking back, I still feel like there's a good chance I would have become some kind of marine biologist, or at least something that would have me close to the ocean or exploring the ocean. That was one of my childhood dreams before I got bit by the rock and roll bug. I have to say, at this point, Walk This Way, because we've played it so many times, and yet when we play it live, some of the people have never heard us play it live, or they may have been to other concerts and seen it, and so I try and put something extra into it every time we play it. That's part of the excitement of playing the song, seeing what I can do to give it a little twist and yet still keep the essence of the song there, so the people hear the things that they recognize, and then some of the things to change it up a little bit. That's one of the great things about music and playing live, is you get another shot at it, and there might be a little lick here or a little chord thing there that back when we recorded it, if I had thought of it, I might have put it in. And so you kind of get a chance every time you play a song to kind of throw some of those ideas in there. But Walk This Way, I would have to say, it resonates so much with the fans of all the generations that are in our audience. I have to say that's probably my favorite song to play. Reading a book out loud, it's like telling a story, and telling that story, which I found out as I was doing the project, it's an art form in itself. It was pretty intense because it was something that came on kind of near the end, after we were finished with all the editing and finally getting a finished manuscript in my hand that we knew we weren't going to edit anymore. We knew this was the final thing. The thought of reading it, I started thinking about it and going, well, am I going to do this? And obviously the publishing company was asking if I wanted to do it, or I could do what most people do and have a professional do it. And I listened to a few audiobooks, like bits and pieces. But mainly I wanted to see how I would be able to handle it and be able to convey the ups and downs and everything in the story and be able to have it come off like I'm telling a story as opposed to just reading the newspaper. And I went in the studio and read about 15 or 20 pages, and at that point I felt like I had to do it. What I wasn't able to do as far as being a professional audiobook reader, I could make up for by being the one who's telling my own story. And I really felt like I had to be the one to read it. So it was a learning process as well as actually performing it. And it took me about 9 days of about 3 or 4 hours a day to do it. And it was really hard work, almost to the point where I had to memorize the next paragraph so I could kind of tell the story in the way it would sound natural, as opposed to just kind of like reading some text. So it was a fascinating process. One of the side things was being able to read the whole book as one unit, because up until then we'd been kind of reading it in pieces as we were editing here and making corrections there. Each chapter or paragraph, whatever, we were kind of looking at all the pieces, and it gave me a chance to kind of see what the whole thing, how it hung together as a story, which is really tough to do when you think about it being a story that spans 64 years.